Hello, hello, Rhoda here. Welcome to my craft room. Today we're going to work on a very interesting little project that I haven't seen anybody else do. That's not to say it's not been done. I just haven't seen it. Now on Caroline's craft tree, I did see her do some tags in the same concept of what I'm going to do. So, the sneaky peek of the day is my favorite of all time, my corset pocket. Okay, I kept seeing these people doing a corset pocket, and they made this chick really chunky and square or weird shapes or something that it hurt my eyes. Okay, so I decided to make my own. And I know on my Rhoda's Junk page, I have a template for this. And I don't know if you can see it, but this is actually a vellum that I put through my computer and I printed a lace texture on it. And then I cut out the two pieces. I laced them together. I put a little trim here and down here in these two little bows. And then I glued it down to this base piece, and I just glued it along the outside edges and the bottom. So you can actually see the tag. It does have a tag. I always have to make something functional. And I found this lady in Tim Holtz Paper Dolls. It looked like she was wearing a corset. So I put her in here. It says, hold tight a while. You know me. I got to say something cutesy. So, anyhow, that goes back in here. Now, she got a slim little waist, unlike me. So, you take a little wiggling to get it in. And then to make it even more useful, it also is glued down in like a backward C. So, we have a great big journal card. Isn't that pretty? That was from the kit. And I did a little bit of gift wrap that's behind here. That's that gray. And I guess I had some napkin and some pieces left over from pieces of paper. And then you can write on it. And I just put circles as my pull. And then I have a pearl. So I always thought that turned out really nice. And like I say, I have a template on my Rhoda's Chunk page. I think it's under the album freebies if you're interested. And then we have this beautiful lace page over on this side. But that's all we get to see today. I got a big one for the next one that you'll be interested in. All right, so we're going to start with this page. I got it out of that fairy pad that Tommy gave me, but it could be anything. The other one that I use that's got the completed piece is like just white with a little bit of a beige edge on it. All this has to be is where you can write on it. It's going to be journalable. Is that a word? You can see all kinds of little goodies here along the edge that I've been playing with. And, I'm trying to remember if I saw this somewhere or what was... I know I saw Caroline's Craft Tree doing tags, and I don't know if that's what prompted me to do this, but I have all this old lace. It's mostly stained. It's stained in places and stuff, and I needed to do something with it because I have not used it. It's just been laying down there. So what we're going to do... Oh, I filled that up this morning. I guess I didn't tighten it. What we're going to do is to start gluing down the lace. And this will about clean it out. And I got another, it's a masterboard. It's a lace masterboard is what I'm calling it. So we're just going to kind of measure where I need to put the glue lines going across. And then we're just going to start to glue. Now, my other one is a lot fuller because I had a whole lot more lace that I was using. And I was able to be more creative, I guess you could say, because I was able to put little pieces and snippets here and there and that kind of thing. And then we can't do without our silicone spatula here. It's going to keep my fingers relatively clean. I can't say they did yesterday when I was working on the first one. I was peeling that stuff off, and that was before I used my hand sanitizer. I had a ton on my hands. Oh, did I put this on backwards? Probably. It doesn't matter in the long run. It's kind of... Oh, and I did forget one step. On the other one, I put vintage photo all along on the base and the outside edges. But you know, after all was said and done, you really didn't see it. So I don't think it's going to be wasted that or sad thing that I did not get it. Now, the edges are the part you need to really make sure you get something on. You can always come back later and do it. Now, I had this real pretty lace that was edge of a pillowcase or something. I forget. Mom gave it to me, of course. Yeah, we had a good time yesterday. So I don't know when this video will show. It'll probably show in a week's time. But, yeah, we went out for her Mother's Day and went to eat, and we was there 2.5 hours. It was forever. We were there. We were waiting in line for a half hour, and we got there right on time. It opened at 11, and we heard one guy say that he had been there since 10:35. So I don't even know if he was allowed in at that point or what was going on. But there was a ton of people there. And then we got our food and everything. It is good. We have a, what do they call it? A crab bisque. It's a soup. Now, they took my, my favorite soup out of Red Lobster. I always got the lobster bisque. And I loved it. But they got rid of it. Mom loves that clam chowder, so hers is still there. But mine is gone. So we found an alternative by going to the depot, which is called that because it's an old train, like a warehouse, I guess you'd call it. And the trains would come through there and park, and they would unload all the merchandise and freight into these rooms. And that's what the restaurant is. It's rooms. And you can see the old beams overhead. Oh, it's so cool. It's got like stained glass. They've added stained glass to the decor inside, up in the beams, you know. You can see the old lights along the top. And they got like a little lantern on the table. Oh, they've done it up right, I'll tell you. Now this I'm going to go ahead and cut off. The other one I don't think I can save. It's a little too small. It might have to go back in the scrap bin. All right, I'm switching that one out for this longer one. Now, one of these sides is the right. I think this is the right side. So I'm going to put that one down through here just so you can see the jagged edge. And I've actually got a lampshade that I did long ago. It was one of those lamps you used to be able to get at Walmart, and you could fill it with something. It was like a glass hollow kind of thing, and you could take out one of the ends, I think the top, and you could put these marbles or seashells. You could kind of make it up to whatever you wanted, and you could buy a little shade for it. Well, I had an old shade. Well, I took it and I put lace all over it. So I brought it in here to show you after I get this one step here done. And it is, it's not had any love from me for a long time. So I had to pull a little bit of dust off of it and that kind of thing. So I'm trying to just put these little tips down right now. That's the only part of this one that's kind of a pain, but when they show, they're really cute. And I know this one's probably not going to be as decorated up as the other one because I was trying to go with creams. You probably have a choice of what colors you would like to go with, but I chose to go with the lighter shades because I wanted to put some of the paper dolls with it, you know, and that kind of thing. Now, I don't have I don't have any other long pieces really, except for another piece of this, so we're going to go with that. And go down here. And I'm going to try to get right above the little, pretty little, what do you call that, embroidered? I think they're little embroidered flowers. So I think it'll go up about here. So this will almost cover it. And if I didn't tell you, fabric tack is what I'm using. It's almost necessary. This is the front. And if I know I didn't say this, I want to welcome everybody for coming to see me and seeing what kind of ideas I was throwing out at you today. I always enjoy to hear that y'all love the sneaky peeks. That is one of the favorite things that y'all comment on. I mean, even above even my videos, you don't even sometimes you don't even comment on the video itself, what I was showing you. You comment on the sneaky peek. Well, that's okay. As long as you like something that I showed you, I'm happy. That's it. I was happy because I'm showing you an idea. And anytime you're wanting me to do a video on something that I've shown you and I have not expressed that I already had a video linked or something to that, please tell me because I will gladly do a video for you. I've got one that was a sneaky peek I showed you in that little book not long ago. And so here, I don't have another long piece, so I'm going to stop at this point and let you kind of see the next area or thing that I did. So I took these littler pieces, especially these different ones. Like here, I didn't cut all of that off, but I could trim this little piece off and that little piece off. And then I started putting those in here somewhere, kind of like right there. And I'm just going to stop. I'll come back and do it. And then even the ones that I've already used before, I could come back down in here and put those in places. So it's got a nice layered look to it. That's what we are going for. Layered. All right. So the next step is the one I've completed. So I can show you that. Oh, I do need to show you the lampshade first. Here we go. It's a little on the dirty side. But it was all these little pieces, little trims that I had. And I had some lame. I don't know if you know what lame is, but it's really, it used to come in silver and gold. And you could get it on the bolt. And people would make dresses and stuff for Halloween especially. But here's where I put that little string through that, kind of like that one I was just showing you. Here's one that I just showed you on the... And then I had a pink one under here, and here's some white, here's some more trim. So, as you can see, and I love this kind of trim. It used to come in all kinds of colors. I can't find it anymore. It's not even in the section with the upholstery. So, I'm not sure what happened to it. And there was more lame, and then I just kind of ended it with a tassel, and then another type of little flat trim. And then I had a cord over here. So, you know, the sky's the limit. And then inside, I've got, oh, I could actually get that out and use it. I've got some netting in there that is a white netting, and it's got gold dots on it. Oh, I forgot about that. If I need that, I might do a cover or something with it. Okay, here is what is it all in screen? I think so. So here's what I ended up with. I ended up with this, and I even had some old... skinny ribbon that was stained and everything. I stuck it in. I like it because it gives it a different look to it than just like a one note, you know, one color. So that really helps. I've got like a little strip here, a little strip there, because I had these two little strips over here, this little one here, this little one here. And so, you know, it kind of all works together. I even strung this one with a little ribbon. This was a really pretty little lace. I can't remember where I got that, but it's a crochet lace. I always love those. But you can see that one real pretty one that came off the pillowcase, because it's got the real pretty color in it. But this is it. And I don't even know if you can see just on some of the edges where I had the vintage photo. So that's why I said, and then maybe right here where it's see-through. So that's the only times you would really see it or miss it. But you might be putting your focal on that area. So this is the piece we're going to work with today. I had a few other little stray laces up here. I've got some keys. Don't know if we're going to use those at all. I got a few little paper clips, the little babies. A good pile of buttons over here. Here was a few little metal pieces that I haven't used in ages. It has grace, trust, and faith. And then I had another package that I got a while back. I don't know if I'll be using those. Those are pretty heavy. So I don't know if I will be using them. Now here is a pretty button. And that's another one I'm not sure if I'll be using today. And some of the other little pieces I have over here, like numbers and a few letters and stuff, I've already got those kind of laid out on my idea. Where is it? I have it behind me. All right, so here is my little pile of goodies. I'm probably going to move this over just a tad because we're going to work on the bottom row first. And I have a few pieces of pieces of tea bag. I already lost a piece of lace. And yeah, I got some tea bag, and I have this little bit that came off of that beautiful gold oh, I don't know if you'd call it, I think it was embroidery or something that Victoria Ullman gave me in my Happy Mail the other day. So I thought maybe I could use it. It kind of is very pale, but it might show. And I thought I could put some of that in the background. And these are only to enhance what I've already got. So we have this one. She was here. This little girl was here. I put them on these little cards kind of to keep them together, so I kind of knew what I was doing. I can't take a photo because I'm on my phone. So this is kind of what we're going with. Now we'll start here with the girls, and they look theatrical to me, so I've got them with the Do Theater, and in that new little container. Okay, where's the? I got it from the Paper Studio. But it has all of these great things in it. It's got sewing things and stuff that would do with steampunk, and it's got frames in it and all kinds of stuff. It has this one building, and I thought, well, that could go for a theater. So that's kind of behind them. It also had a camera, so that's going to go on here with them. And then I've got the word from one of the Tim Holtz packs. And they're just from the Paper Dolls. I think they're from the groups. I think the groups. Now I'm trying to figure out, I think what I'll do is I'll glue, and I loaded both of my glues the other day, so they ought to be doing good. But what I want to do, no, that side, I'm going to put it on this side. I'm going to put a little bit of this tea bag under it, and then I'm going to rip it away. Some of it you're not going to see. We're just going to try to get a little bit of an edge of it going. So we got something to look at over on this side. So I'm going to stick it right there. And we're just going to rip it so it kind of pokes out. I don't know exactly how much is going to be seen. I know I don't need that much, so we're going to rip it up this way. I've got a little piece of lace that's going to be over here on the right, so I don't think I need that part. So something like that maybe. All right. Ooh, sorry, I had to jump off of here and take the fly population down by one. I can't stand those things. Okay, we're going to get up underneath of this side. Maybe throw a little bit of glue under here. And kind of to hold that down. And then we're going to put that little piece of lace on this edge. And it's going to be like right here. I believe it's about like that. Yeah. So this is kind of going on this edge. And so the girls are like right here. I think the little bit of the lace was going to show. Yeah, okay. I don't see too much of the of the tea bag. So we're going to put a little bit more tea bag under them. I didn't really have anything for them to be standing on, so I think, you know, whatever I've got, we'll have to do. So we're going to do like that. Yeah. And then they can go down here. Yeah, see a little bit. Should have thought this out a little better. All right. And we're going to do it like that. All right, the rest of this is going down. So I can get it on there and then them. I tell you. And then after we got done eating, I went up to the shop, and the peacock journal is gone. Mom took it. I figured that's the one she was going to go for, but she was eyeballing another one. But I told her in her card that I gave her that she got pick of the litter. So whatever was up there that she would be interested in, she could have it. So she picked that. She was like looking at one of my other ones. It was the Rose Journal. I'm wondering if I could put some of that under there. But yeah, she was kind of looking at that and thinking, she said, but this one's more expensive. And I said, well, that's probably because it had more work in it and more lace. That was when I did a lot of lace work along the edges and stuff. So that's kind of why that was the way it was. It's kind of I've never really priced my stuff before, so it's one of those things where you don't really know, how to price. And Natasha, she was helping me out. She did know another lady that did junk journals who stopped. Now get this, she stopped so she could, she got a job with the post office or something and just didn't have time to even craft anymore. I would never be like that. I would be finding time somewhere to craft. All right, so we're going to put these little girls right here so you can still see part of the theater behind them. And then I like the idea of the do theater word, and I'm going to just go ahead and use this. And so after she got that, we went to see, well, we decided to go to Walmart first because we planned to get some flowers. And I know she would want some flowers for her Mother's Day, and went to this one place up in the next town, and they were closed. I guess they closed it for Mother's Day. And then there's another place in Waynesboro, which was close by. That was another area town we went to. It was closed. I'm like, does any men work in any of these places? I figured the men would be working and the women, could be off. And I don't know. They were closed. So we just had to decide to come back in. We went by another place that she liked, but it was also closed. So yeah, it's one of them things. We'll just have to go back another day. I told her her Mother's Day was going to be, variegated through the next week because I need to order her skin stuff for her. And I still got to do that. I'm behind the times. All right, those little girls are done. I may come back in and just rip some of this off because I think it might be too long. That was my fear. I was going to not be able to see some of all the lace work that got done, and that was one thing I was afraid of. So you could come back in and just strategically rip. As long as they got like a little halo around them, I'm good. Yeah. And then this little piece out here could go. And then I'm going to come back in with a few other things later and decorate. All right, they're done. Next one. She's in the middle. I think this goes down first. I was trying to use up some of these salvage tags because I have not done anything with the last 4 or 5 of them. And really, I guess you could say I only used half of one because I ripped this one in half. I couldn't get the look right. I just was not sure what I was trying to do here. I think this needs to go about right there. And then I have a few things behind her. That's in front of her. And let me put a little bit of this back here and see if I can stick those two pieces down how I wanted them. Well, I think I got something, oops, over here. I gotta get out of her elbow. There. All right. I think that'll do. And now she goes down. Yeah, so that was about the end of our day. We did talk about wanting to go to see the Planet of the Apes movie, the new one. I forget what that was called. We went by the theater and saw it was there, so we're more than likely going to go see that too. Now I'm not putting any tea bag behind this one. I don't know that I'm going to. But I like that you can see layaway right behind her. And then I've got a little bit of something to put at her base. One of those little memoir things. So, and then a little vial of perfume. Like she's one of those perfume ladies. I do need to put a little bit of, no, I'll put glue on it. Okay. So we're putting a little bit of glue, this little guy right here. And then we have a little perfume bottle that was from that Paper Studio pack. Had all kinds of cool stuff in there. I couldn't believe it. All right. And that one's kind of going to go right here. I think it needs to go across this. Yeah. I need to make it look like it's connected. All right. That one's done. Now I got this pretty lady. She has this big thing behind her, and I think most of that is behind her, so let's put all the glue on her back. Maybe a little bit on her hat. And it's all in French, so it's not really anything you can read. And I'm going to line it up with her neck there, so it's not sticking out any further. It does have some dates on it, so I got some interest involved. Yeah, Mom had told me something yesterday, and I can't even remember it now. I got to go and ask her again if she'll remember. We've gotten to the point, both of us, that if we don't express it right then and there, we forget. We forget. All right. Do I want any more tea bag? No, I don't think I do. I'm gonna just let these speak for themselves. Okay. I've got this number I thought would add to it. And where did I have that? I think I had it down here. And I had this little gewgaw here. I think I had it right near her hand. And then I had a phone. Don't know why I wanted the phone on here, but I wanted the phone. Yeah, we'll put the phone like that. Okay. And that one's almost done. Let's do it like that. I'm trying not to hide her hand. I want her hand to be seen. So I don't know think I'll put it like that, and then you can still see her hand. And this has got a little bit of a netting on it, so be able to see it. I got an experiment out there in the living room. I got one of my red tablecloths down. It's actually a Christmas one. So if some pink comes through, I'm fine with it. But it's going to be, you know, for dyeing paper. I got some papers out there, and I wanted to see what I could get accomplished. I've got a lot of the stencils on them, and I want to see if I can get some impressions. I've also got some old tablecloth. Oh, I pulled that right off of her. Okay, I think I know where that goes. My fingers are all sticky now. All right, so I have some thread and some boot buttons. And see, there we go. I got that out of that paper studio. And this was from one of Tim Holt's packs. And I thought, oh my God, they go together. So this goes behind her, kind of right there. Let me just use this one and see how that works. I think I'm letting it get stopped up. All right. It's kind of peeking out right behind her there. Yeah. I don't know. It doesn't have any significance. It's just there. All right. And this, I think, needs to go along the side. Where is my poker? I think I've done let it get all gummied up in there. Yeah, it's coming out now. All right, I wanted customer receipt to be showing, and I didn't need anything else. Okay. All right. And I'd like it to be straight as well. It's still not straight. There. All right. This little piece of lace goes there. I think this is the back. I didn't need any more than that because the boot button sign comes across after that. And that goes here. Kind of like... I think it's kind of like here. Like that. And then I'm going to put this pretty little sheer behind her, I think. Just to use it. I got a little bit extra of it. If I use it somewhere else, I might do it. Because I've got another project I'm going to be doing after this one that has to do with collaging and that kind of thing. So all of that will come in handy. Whatever I've got left on here, that's where it's going to go. And I'm not doing any kind of, you know, glue on this because this is going to go right on through and attach for me. And I'm going to hold her down real good. Now these are going to be either probably journal cards. I don't want to cut it in a tag shape. I don't want to lose any of the hard work I did. And that was part of my problem. I did not want to, you know, cover up a lot of this lace because that's just my mentality. I don't want to cover things up when I'm layering. I've just always been like that. Okay, we're going to do that there. And maybe that like this. Well, I still want to see the buttons words, so Maybe that can go there and that there. Okay, it's going to be something like that. All right, this is fun. And I'm using up more crap that I've had laying around here for ages and ages. Oh, it's kind of relief off your mind in some cases. All right, we're going to hold that down for a minute. Get that to adhere really well. And then we're going to do the boot. That little girl just keeps on losing her goodies. All right. I wonder how comfortable these shoes were. They do not look too comfortable, to tell you the truth. Okay, I'm going to go right like that. All right. That one didn't have anything of interest up here. Okay, I've got a feeling I did a boo-boo, and I wasn't keeping track of when I paused and when I didn't. So, I'm hoping I got up to the point where I started adding the buttons and the few metal pieces. I had Faith. I thought she looked like a Faith, and she looked like a Grace, and I had a Trust. And I don't know if I'm going to put that anywhere or not. I may put that over here. But since this has to do with boot buttons, I had these buttons with some of the string still in it that are pearlized. And then I put one here. She got a few buttons. She got a jewel. That was an actual button that I cut the shank off of. And then I put this piece here in case you didn't see that. And a button for her because it's got a real pretty pearl sheen to it. I put a key here and that extra piece of cheesecloth I had and a bunch of buttons. And because she was kind of like missing something right there. And then I put a big button here to take your eye away from where I ended it down there oddly. This is a beautiful button too. I don't know if I'm going to try to put that somewhere. Maybe like there. She kind of needs one. All right, let me put those last couple pieces on here. And then while they're drying, I'm going to show you my, how I finished those pockets the other day. We did the pockets with all the mixed media. Y'all love mixed media. I can say that. So I had taken some more words and finished off the first 6. So I've got all 12 of them done. And while those 2 little pieces are drying, I'm going to show you. So this one actually did turn out really great. It was the one with the crackle paste on it that I had to use the distress crayon. And I said life was meant for great adventure. So maybe this bug is going out and an adventure on an adventure. I can't even speak. And I did use my distress ink scorched timber on the outside edge. I did a little bit of vintage photo in here to give it a little bit more color. It is kind of bowing. I did have to go around and re-glue some of the layers because I have 2 layers of book page and 1 layer of file folder. But they should glue down okay as a pocket. Now, this one has lost on it, so I said not all who wander are lost. I couldn't resist. Here's one that has always take the scenic route, so I figured since it has destination, the butterfly was taking a scenic route. And that may have been one I had to restamp. There was a couple here that was really pale, so I had to restamp them. So this one's collect beautiful moments because I had the word collect. This one, today is full of possibilities. That is definitely one I had to restamp. He still didn't turn out too dark, but that's okay. And then there's beauty in simplicity. And I think I had to restamp that one. This one definitely had to be stamped because you can see it's kind of like a bubble image, and it's "Be You Bravely." And then we had this one, and this is what family looks like because there's 2 butterflies. All right. And it's all perspective because this is actually the perspective butterfly in the large form that I have in a die that you see me use all the time. That's what he's called, perspective butterfly. And this one's Be Authentic. And this one is Be Awesome Today. And this one's Look on the Bright Side, because moths are always going for the light. All right, I thought you would like to see those. Now, we're going to get to cutting these apart. And I just can't believe that, because I should already be at almost an hour, and I'm not. So, okay, I did a boo-boo. I have to watch this back and see where it went wonky on me. All right, we're going to cut probably right across here. Some could be taller than the others. It doesn't really matter. I think I'm going to try to do it right along this edge. I've got a lot of glue in here, but I still may have to come in and put me a layer of glue on the top edge of this, or wherever I'm cutting. I'm going to have to do some reconnaissance and make sure see, that's down pretty good. Maybe on the corner there it might need some help. Yeah, I think that part's good. So we'll leave this one right here, and we'll go in and cut between these 2. I might have to get a little more glue up underneath of there because she's sticking up a bit. So hopefully this is straight. But I'll tell you what, I'm going to start the cut where I want it, and I'll show you how I'm going to do it. Okay, then I'm going to go back here and line it up, and I'm going to cut it from the back side. All right, let me see. Let me get it straight. I can't tell you if the bottom's straight. I don't see that it is. I'm not going to let that worry me, though. All right, I think about right there is where that needs to be cut. And then pull that along there and here. Oh, it's about the same spot. Right there. Let's see what I got. And I can get back in here and erase that. But at least I'll get it straight. At least one edge could be straight, right? Because the bottom sure isn't. Oh. Okay, so let me get that like that. Start going up through here. Oh, goodness. All right. Take it, erase that. And see, this can still be written on. Maybe a little bumpy, but I think it can still be written on. Yeah, that's how she turned out. Now, I may, instead of trying to do a cut with the corner rounder, I might just try to do a little snip off the corners. Like that. Gail does that quite often. Because I don't think the corner rounder will like that. Now, she's the one I need to get up underneath with a little more glue, as you can see. But I'm sure all of them will be taking a little bit of looking at to see what's going on. Like that little piece there, you're always going to have maintenance. Okay. And here. And then this one, she needs a little snip as well. Okay. Okay, left a little snub there. All right, now we're going to get to this other one and see how we need to do them. And we're going to start our cut right about here. And then this one's got plenty of room. Let's go about right here. All right, and then turn it upside down. Get it straight on the... better get it straight on the bottom. Because the top... That's right, the top is not straight. So we're going to do it about right like that. Oop, it's kind of off, but that's okay. I got a big bump, something or other underneath this one. Well, come on. Come on. I must have some really thick layers going on right there. This pencil line is more of a guide than it is anything. As I'm sure not going by it. All right, where'd the eraser go? All right, so that one, oh, it has a pretty lady on it. All right, and then we need to snip her. Okay. Got snips going everywhere. All right, and then this one has a pencil right there. All right. Oop. And there she is. Okay. And the last one. The girls. All right. I'm going to get off of here for just a second. I'm going to fix all of my leaky spots, and I'll be right back. Okay, I'm taking some of my vintage photo oxide, and I'm inking around just the front, the outside edges, and I'm just leaving the back alone. And I think it's really helping out. I really like that it delineates the edge. But this is how this little girl turned out. We're calling her Grace. She has her beautiful diamond brooch here hanging off of her necklace. And she likes to try on perfume. And she's very stylish. Then we have this lady who runs the Boot and Buttons company. And some of her product is down here. Her thread, her safety pins, her buttons that's on her boots, and her key to her store. You know me, I gotta come up with crazy stuff. And this little girl, we're calling her Faith. I like that we, incorporated metal pieces into this, especially these pieces I have not touched in a while. I went around the edges of everybody and made sure that the edges were glued down and secure. And actually this oxide is staining the edges really well. But I really would like to thank all my new subscribers and viewers, and my stalwart, always trustworthy subscribers and viewers who are always out there for me. Now, I might have to do a little bit of gluing right there. But here's this little girl, and she's got a little trim down here to hide her flat bottom. She's got the school clock here and a report card behind her. And then there's this lady. Maybe she's going to the exposition or whatever those fancy things are they have over in Paris, where, what is it? It's like science and stuff of the future. Because she looks like she's very turn of the century. And I think that helped. That helped her out a lot too. Now this little piece here, I got that from the two gathered pieces. And I just kind of took my, what do you call it? That gets the threads out, a seam ripper. And I went through there and made sure I got all that out of there. Now she's only got one button, but it's a very pretty pearlized button. And then she's got her phone down here. That's probably a new age item. And she's got a little bit of a date back in here somewhere. And then we have this lady. Boy, this one is heavy. It was already heavy to begin with because of all the lace that's on here. But these buttons really add to it too. But, if you got a bunch of buttons and a bunch of lace just laying around, if you don't want to do a masterboard of lace, just go ahead and do your tags. Because that's what Caroline and Caroline's Craft Tree did. And hers turned out wonderful. And might have to find that one. She's got it labeled where I can find it. Because about a month or so ago. And then we have the schoolgirls who are in the play. And they are at the Do Theater, practicing their lines. And they have them a nice big button down here, which is probably part of their costume. They got some of their trims here beside them. Their pretty little dresses look like they could be made out of lace. Do they? It's got a little bit of trim and lace on there, yeah. All right, there we go. That was theirs. And there's the Do Theater one. All right. I really would like to ask if anybody really enjoyed this and thought I got some new and creative ideas going here. I would really appreciate if you could give me a thumbs up and maybe leave a comment if you like this, if you're going to try this, anything along those lines. I really would like to know. I can't talk right now. All right, everybody have a great, great day, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.